Hi, everyone. Welcome to class. We're doing the advanced Pilates workout today. So we're going to start by laying back down onto your back here on your mat, centering yourself on your mat. And then we begin with the footwork. So legs are together in a frog position, heels together, toes apart, knees open. Lift your upper arm curl, pull your head up using the hands to the back of the skull. And inhale, push the legs out long, and exhale, pull them back. You lengthen and then you retract. Keep a firm pressure from heel to heel to keep the feet steady, and also feel that work from your feet into the inner thigh, the inner line of your legs, all the way up into your belly. And let's just go for one more here. Body stays stable as you pump, parallel legs, and you point. So you reach in and out, stretch the legs completely, fold them in. The angle of your legs, again, it's your choice. You can go higher if you feel like you need a little easier time here for your back, and you go lower if your abs can support it, if you can keep your pelvis steady and not arch your spine. This changes as you work, of course. So just pick an angle that works for you, but you're not committed to stay there. You can change the angle either up or down, depending what you need. And then let's flex and push out with the heels. The toes pull back towards your shins, reach away. And almost imagine you're pushing a very heavy weight away from your body and then dragging it back in. Whenever we move here through the air, we can also imagine that we're moving through water. So you have to feel that substance, that work as you move through the space around you, and then pull yourself back in towards your center. Last one in the series, you lift the legs higher and inhale to point the feet, exhale to flex. So you reach heel ball and then the toes curl over, pull the toes back, and then roll up with your heels. This should be very articulative, and you really feel that sequence of moving from one end of the foot to the other. The legs still press together wherever they can. Try to reach them in as well as out and long. And once more. Then we go into the point, circle the arms around, lift a little higher to the upper arm curl if you fell back a little bit, and we pump, inhaling the arms up and down here. Think of working from the very center of your body. The collarbones connect into the top of the sternum. That's where the arm movement begins, right? So it's like the collarbones act as the axle of a wheel, and the arms swing up and down here from that central point. That'll help your body really stay calm and quiet here while you even move the arms quickly. You want to think of length through the arms, length through the legs at that height that works for you again. Watch your body expand on the inhale, and then watch it sink and knit together on the exhale. Go for 2 more breaths. The head still lifting up. Don't let yourself fall backwards. You've got to keep working those abdominal muscles to hold the chest forward and up here. And then we'll lay everything down. So we can stretch the arms back, legs are together, feet flexed. Reach behind you without lifting the rib cage. Additionally, bring the arms up. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, pull yourself up off the ground. Dive forward, rounding the back. Reaching your head out for your toes, stretching forward over your legs. And then you curl the tail forward and gently roll your back down 1 inch, 1 vertebra after the next. Come down, pressing the right and left side simultaneously into the floor. And then we come up again. Move through this. The head leads the way. The shoulders melt down your back as you move. We're trying to avoid hunching the shoulders and really working from the wrong part of the body. If the shoulders are leading you, it's too much work in the neck, and none of us need any more work in the neck than we probably already experience. Lift here, so that way if you lift up to the head and think of the blades melting behind you, the back of the neck stays long, and that helps you open the space between the vertebrae. Creating more space and length in the body is one of our goals here for our Pilates exercises. We'll do one more time, lifting up. Each one, you feel a little more flow in your whole system. Becomes easier, you have more stretch and also more strength as you warm up. Down we go to circle the arms around at the side, and we move into roll over. The legs lift, soft point, legs are together. We're going to bring the legs up and over, more parallel to the ground. Open the legs, flex the feet, and then lower the legs as much as possible towards your chest, towards your head. Bring the legs forward still with the flexed foot. Take the legs out to your working level, close the legs, and lift again. You push off the ground. You try to lift the tail up so your hips are suspended over the rib cage, not collapsing down onto it. Open flex. Legs reach back through their heels as you pull the spine forward, reaching forward with the tailbone. The legs press together, they point, and we go over one more time like this. There's definitely active work in the arms. Gazes up and back. We're going to try to keep the front of the neck long so that breathing is easy and relaxed even while you're doing something more difficult. And then close the legs, point open, go over with the legs apart. Then we flex, close, and bring it on down. The hamstring stretch feels good. The sits bones are opening here. They're the attachment points for the hamstrings. We're reaching the legs forward, open, and lift again. Close, still looking up and back. If your gaze followed your feet, you would end up curling the neck up instead of keeping the shoulders relaxed on the ground. One more time, like so. Close, flex, zip the legs together, reach to the heels, even curl the toes back in towards your ankles, towards your shins. Now we move into tree. We'll lower the left leg down, that foot is flexed. And then the other foot stays up in a soft point. Coming up, your head lifts, you pull the spine off in a centered way. So the hands come one after the other, avoid the back of the knee, come all the way up to sit up tall. Try to lengthen up through your halo, lift your tail behind you, and then curl the tail forward. As you roll back, your spine brings you back, the arms follow, you press the head into the leg, giving it a sensation of finding more length. The arms lengthen at your side, coming up again. Gaze to the inside of your legs. You rise your deep psoas muscle pulls the pelvis upwards so that you're sitting up vertically here at the top, and then we curl back, moving the tail forward, moving the sits bones forward. Lay the spine down from the sacrum all the way up to the top of the spine and to the head. Next time we lift, we'll do some pulses here with the leg to get a little more stretch in the back line, particularly in the hamstrings. So you lift, you rise, and you inhale, you bend the elbows, you pull the leg up, you exhale, push it away. Move the femur deep into the socket and then change the angle of that joint. One more. And now we hold the leg up. You stretch both legs out. The arms go forward here, and then we curve the body down. Keep reaching long with the legs. Try not to drop that right leg or lift it. Keep it in the same position as you go to the ground. Now we lift the leg and we do our big circles. So we take the leg across the body, lifting the right hip. As you circle, keep the left side heavy and grounded. Don't let that rock off the mat. Bring the leg around and lift it to the top again. So you reach and circle. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit now. So you circle, spiraling off the ground with the right side, back onto the ground. Two more. The shoulder girdle stays steady no matter what the leg and the rib cage are doing. Come to the top, reverse, inhale away from center, and exhale, sweep through the air, lift the leg high. Reaching again, one breath per circle, short inhale, and then a long exhale. For here, we're thinking the right side is fluid and mobile, coming on and off the ground. The left side stays heavy on the floor. And then at the top, we scissor switch the legs, moving back into the tree with the left leg extended up. Don't have it too high because then it'll be impossible to come up. So lift your head, look at your midline, come up the leg. Come all the way up, try to reach your sits bones out behind you, shoulders relaxed, and we take it back down. So push out through both of your legs, work your spine to the ground, the hands follow you down and lengthen at your side, relaxing the shoulder blades deep into the mat. And we lift coming up again. You can see this is like doing roll up, but with one leg in the air. So it's a variation on that exercise. Much more difficult, particularly if you're still at the point where you're learning to keep your heels down on the ground when you do a roll up. This makes it more difficult to have the one leg lifted. The weight is not as helpful. So bend the elbows, lift the leg up, reach it away from you. Getting a stretch in the back of the leg. We're trying for a straight knee. It might be slightly bent, that's all right. As long as you feel the stretch, that's what we're working for. And extend the arms long, push the legs away from you, roll your spine down, come all the way down to the ground, the arms lengthen here at the side of your body, you lift the foot. And we circle over. Now here, the left side is the fluid side, the movable side, the spine that comes off of the mat and then back onto it. And the right side is grounded. The angle of the leg may shift a little bit because, of course, the angle of the hip is shifting. But you're stretching through the leg, soft point. Ow, not too much. Then you might hit something in the room like I just did. And then come around to the top and reverse. It's good and bad. The toes didn't like it, but I was glad to see that it was really lengthening through my leg and my hip. Reach here. So that huge circle in the air, and let's go for one more. We'll end at the top, and then fold the knee into your chest, hug it in, and roll forward and up for rolling like a ball. Hands to your shins, toes melt down, elbows are wide. Look at your belly. Lift the tail to roll to your shoulders. Exhale to come back to your balance point on your sacrum. At this point, you should have enough control that your feet never touch the floor on the lift up, and your head doesn't smack the mat on the way back. It is important to keep looking down at your navel so that your head doesn't fall backwards. You keep the C curve of your whole spine, including the cervical spine. Now for the ab series, right leg in and left leg forward. Pull yourself down to your upper up curl. Tug the leg in tight. Inhale, we switch, and exhale, we switch. You shoot the leg out long, and then you pull it in tight. There's still active reach up through the shin as you push down through your hands. You want to work your arms enough that you feel that contraction here in the upper arm connecting into the armpit and the upper abdominals. Let's end with the left leg in, both legs here. Now, most advanced for the double leg stretch. The feet go down, they scoop out and then up. And then you embrace the legs into your body and you reach out again. They skate across the room and then they pull into your body. You can do them low so they can come in sort of at eye level. And one more, you open the body to the ceiling, you pull yourself into a ball. Right leg up and the left leg goes forward for scissors and switch again. Look down your midline. Hold the gaze steady, hold the body steady too. Really pull the arms to give yourself a little stretch in the back of the leg and then push it away. We're going to end with the left leg up and bring the right leg to meet it. Hands support the back of the skull, double leg, lower lift. Push the legs forward. Exhale, scoop the belly deep and lift the feet up and reach again. Exhaling completely on the lift. You can go out, you can start to go further as your body warms up. Just watch, you don't want to feel your ribs lift off the ground. You want to try to hold the waistline down. And one final one here. And then we're going to twist elbow to knee, up and around, armpit to the inside of the knee. Harder to keep the elbows wider. More resistance on the lift. Remember, the legs shoot straight out of the socket. They're not winging out wildly to the side. Last time to the left, back to center, lay it down, hug the knees in, and then we can come up to sitting, rock forward and up, open the legs, sit your hips elevated on something if you need to, lift the arms up. We're taking the upper back extension, keep the lower part of the spine vertical, and the back falls backwards in a swan, and then you turn the palms forward, diving over, arms by your ears. Round your back, curve it, suck the belly into the spinal curve. Press your legs as you lift and reach up. You can rotate the palms back as you look up into the sky above you here. Looking forward to the horizon and then looking down. The top of the head pulls you forward. The blades still relax, the collarbone's still wide. Press to the ground and we rise again. Up and back, arch. And then last time forward. Pounce over the space in front of you. Lift your belly. Drop your head. And then we're pulling the hips forward towards the heels for open leg balance. At this level, we go right to both legs simultaneously. They lift. And then you fold them back in. and you lift again. And we hold the legs up in the air, look down at your core, curve the tail, round the back, and roll. Inhale back, and exhale forward. And again, rolling it back here, and exhale, diving it in. The head stays off the ground. You try to keep the arms and the legs straight as you go. And one more. Close the legs, and then leave them in the air. Stretch the arms forward and roll the spine down for the advanced corkscrew. This involves a jackknife plus circling the legs. So the legs come up and over. We jackknife up. Then you tilt your hips to the right. You keep your spine centered over the middle of the mat. Go down on the right side of your ribs, of your waist, of your hip. Circle the legs out to the right, forward, around to the left. Now the weight's going to be mainly on the left side of the spine. As you come up, at the top you untwist. Twist to the left and go down on the left side. We always come down the side we went up on. You want to be sure the glute is down before you take the legs out and around in that circle. You come across the hip, you lift and come back up. At the top, the feet are right over your third eye. Then we're going down on the right again. Circle the legs around. Spiral in and up. Push down to lift here. And now down on the left side last time. Circling the legs again. Sweep them through the air. Pull them almost all the way in, and we lift up through center. And then work your way down. Shoulder, ribs, waist, hips. And we can open the legs out to come up to sitting croissant. Again, if your hamstrings are tight or your back is tight, elevate your hips higher so you can have more freedom of movement. Flex your feet and we rotate and dive. The one arm reaches long behind you. The other arm comes across to the outside of your leg. Center, twist, and stretch away again. Pull your body up, spin, dive it over. Lift to come up, twist and reach, go long. Upright center. Let's do one more full set. Try to pull your back shoulder up and behind you. So you're really opening here on the left chest as you dive to your left. Center, bring the arms down, close the legs, flip onto your stomach. Swan. So we pull the chest forward, we pull the elbows back. You rise and then you release down. Let your back melt down through the levels of your body. Come all the way down and we lift again. Heart is high, collarbones are wide, back pulls together. And now we're going to do a rocking here. So you can come up and then release the arms, kick the legs in the air. And then sit back in your child's pose, round your back, stretch out your lats as you reach the arms forward. Forward now onto your forearms for single leg kick. Push the ground down, chest rises and expands, and we pulse 1, 2, down, and then left 1, 2, and down. Double beat. Active press through the arms here. You don't want to let your body collapse and just like hang loose here. Here's not where you want the hammock. You want to feel the stretch from your tail all the way up to your jaw. The more you lengthen that abdominal line, the more you feel secure in your low back. Because by lengthening the rectus abdominis, the transversus knits tight. And with a beat to the left, lay it down, turn your head to the right. Overlap your hands, elbows drop. Deep breath in, exhale, 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, push your feet into the ground. Arms reach back, lift the chest, go down, turn left, pulse it out. Feet must stay grounded as you rise, and down we go to kick again. Stretching the quads here, we know they need it. Reach long, stretch it away, and down. Triple beat. Wrap the arms together, pull them tight behind your back, and down we go to sit back in your child's pose one more time. There'll be other times still to come. Articulate the spine coming from the bottom to the top. Flip over. Legs are now apart about 5 to 6 inches. Feet are flexed. Sit upright. Support your head with the back of your hands. Lift up, elbows high. Lean back, neck pull. We're still pulling the head away from the shoulders. Pull the elbows down, roll yourself down, come all the way to the ground. You could take your hands behind your head. I'm not there yet. So we're going to lift to come up, push into your arms, dive forward, rounding your spine here. Take a deep bow, and then lift to come all the way up. Lean it back, tuck, roll it to the floor. Your spine stays safe because of when you choose to do that flexion through your body, through your spine, forward. The head gets pulled forward, lengthen the spine. Don't crush it, don't collapse it. And then lift upright. And we're doing one more to the ground. Once we're down, we'll stay there. And we're moving into a jackknife here to go into the advanced scissors of bicycle. So you can pull the legs in, extend them up and out, and then jackknife up. Pushing the feet up towards the ceiling. The right leg then moves forward, out and down. Oops, sorry, forgot. Much easier. You're supposed to have your hands supporting your hips. So you reach the hands underneath the hip bone itself, and then pull the right leg back up. And then the left leg goes forward and down. I'm trying to hold the right leg where it was at the top of the movement. It would be easier, though I don't have much room for this, but it would be easier to move the legs in opposite directions, right? So that you could get a bigger split here. It also keeps your balance. You don't use as much core for that. And obviously I'm trying to work around the bars here, but you could do this, which feels great in the legs and great in the hips. But as we advance, we want to think about more holding one leg as straight up in the air as you can and open the other leg out and away from it before you bring it back up. We'll just do one more for the left side and then move into the bicycle. Same kind of idea. So once that leg comes up, we move the right leg forward, out and down, bend the knee, slide it back in. The left leg reaches out and forward. It's easier the more I take the returning leg and foot over my face. It's harder to try to keep that more vertically up to the sky. And then we reverse and back pedal. Now I'm really getting a lift through my feet. I'm trying to lift through my tailbone so that the weight of my pelvic girdle doesn't just collapse me into my wrist, right? You don't want to put too much pressure on that carpal tunnel. You want to try to stay lifted. Also, that gives you more work in your core. Now to come up, you could lift your hips, have the heel of the hand to the back of the pelvic girdle. Fingers are moving forward. You take one leg down, bend the knee. The other leg comes down. You're lifted here. You're on your shoulders. That's a little too much for me. I cramped in my left thigh, but we can also just do it from a regular bridge. So from here, we point the right foot forward, point the foot, kick it up, flex and bring it down, point and lift and flex and lower. Point up, flex down, slide the leg under, elevate the hip if it's dropped, stretch the left leg forward, point up and flex down. Point to lift it, flex to lower, point lift, flex to the ground, slide it under, lift the hips. If you were still elevating your hips with the heel of your hand, you'd slide the hands out now, roll to the inner arm, melt your spine down, come all the way down here, tail settles at the end. And then we lift to come up, curve the tail forward, move the tail forward, move the knees forward, push the chest up as you push the shoulders down. And then we roll out, just do a regular bridge, going all the way up and then all the way down. Track your spine down the middle of your mat. And then we lift again for the second set of kicks. So we come on up, push the arms down, push the feet down, lift the hips up, and we extend the left leg forward, flex to go up this time, point to go down. Flex and lift, point and stretch it away, flex high, and point down, slide it under, level off the pelvis, extend the right leg, kick it high with the flex, stretch it long with the point. Lift and then stretch out, reach for the floor. One more like that, slide the leg in, elevate your hips, roll down, curve your spine down here, release and settle into the ground. And we come up to sitting here. You can roll up, extend the legs, Feet flex for spine twist. Reach low with the arms, push down slightly to lift up. Rotate to the right, pulse 1, 2, 3, lift to center, and then to the left, twisting 1, 2, 3, center again. Eyes go back towards your back fingertips so that the neck also is in rotation, not just the waistline, not just the rib cage part of the spine, the thoracic spine. And again, shoot the fingers long and twist again. Center, and then we can lower back down. So onto our backs again for jackknife. They just keep coming. It's part of the fun. And we can bring the legs in and up, and then come up and lift for the sky. Again, you could have taken your legs low, like the rollover from the beginning, and then lifted them and then lowered them down as you lowered your spine. Eventually, you just try to take the legs up, elevate them here as much as you can. We're coming up again. Reach here for the ceiling, and down you go again. Slow, slow, slow to the ground. Stretch the legs out, working level again, where you feel your core without overwhelming it. And lift. And then down we go. Take your legs to the floor. And we lay over onto your left side or your right. You know, you're going to face the camera here. And we stretch the legs long. They're out at about a 30-degree angle from your spine. You take the bottom arm, pull it in a little bit to feel the lift through the armpit and the engagement into your lower side. Now, both hands behind the head, more advanced. You could have the hands here easier. Pick up your top leg, flexing the foot. Inhale, glide it forward, pulse 1, 2, point the foot, take it back, and pulse 1 and 2. Double beat forward. Stretch it behind you. The neck is long, front, back, and side. You're looking straight ahead and not at your leg. Come back to center, lower the leg down, rotate it. Point lifted high or an external rotation, flex and pull it down. Point to kick, flex and close. One more, point up and flex down. Now reverse, flex to lift, point to stretch it away, flex to bring it up long, take it down even longer. One more, all the way down for développé. Bend the knee up, pull the knee into your armpit, extend the leg, flex the foot and reach it out long, drag it in, extend it, flex and close. One more like this. Tap the heel, reverse it, straight up, flex foot, point, bend, skate it down, slide it forward, lengthen and lift, point, bend, and exhale all the way down the length of your bottom leg. One more. And then here we circle, rond de jambe, forward, exhale, up, around, reach back behind you, hold your body stable on your sideline. You're really working that bottom leg and bottom elbow into the ground to help your stability, and then reverse. The leg goes back, you circle up, forward, and around, reach back, lengthen to lift it forward and through. One last time. And then we take the top arm forward, the top arm back. This also is called bicycle. You kick the top leg to your hand, you stretch the back of the leg. Fold the knee into your chest as you exhale. Heel to butt, swing the knee back. Keep the knee the same height as your shoulder. Release arm and leg out on the diagonal where we started. And inhale, kick forward. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale back. It's a psoas stretch as well as a quad stretch. You stretch the leg, you stretch the arm, and one more. The body has to stay strong here on its side while you do this big movement with your arms and leg. And now reverse. Up with the arm as you fold the knee. Bring the heel to your butt. Heel into your sits bone. Pull the knee forward into your chest. The hand slides in to compress. Stretch it out. And then release and lengthen on the diagonal. And again, arm rises, knee folds immediately. So by the time the hand gets there, the heel is to your butt and you can reach for your foot. Pull the leg in, stretch it out, kick it away, and one more. And if your IT band is tight, the knee will rise, so keep working on stretching and releasing that. And reach. There's a long length here, figure 4. Your hand goes around the outside. Yep. The knee pushes out. We lift the bottom leg up and then exhale, lower it down. Let it rise and then pull it back down. Reach it up and close it down. Now lift and hold and circle it around 1 and 2 and 3. Bring it up, reverse, circle 1 and now 2 and now 3. Lift it, lower it down, extend the leg, extend the arm. Ideally, I would have like a mat under my whole arm here, but it doesn't work out on my mat. But we're still going to go for it. We're going to take the hands here, make a basket weave kind of out of your fingertips. The pads of the fingers are together, and we lift the top leg up. Lift the bottom leg, lower that down. Bottom leg rises, bottom leg sinks, bottom leg up and down. Lift and hold. Now the top leg goes up and then the top leg goes down. Lift that and release it. Lift and release. Now take both legs up and both legs down. Think about the bottom leg doing all the work and the top leg just resting on the bottom one, like the freight elevator and the freight. We're going to lift the legs up and then do little walks. And then huge giant strides, swinging the legs back and forth. Scissoring the legs while you're laying on your side. It's a challenge. And then legs together, lift them, lower down, and onto your stomach for grasshopper. So here, forehead down. And we take the legs and turn up. We lift the legs and we clap the thighs together and apart to clap the heels together and apart. Great for the glutes, great for the hamstrings, strengthens the back line of the body. And then lower the legs down, child's pose. Stretch out your back. And articulate up. And we go for the other side. It is a long series. It's really good though to work the sideline. And both hands here behind the head. Let me just check. Be sure you have room to move your legs. So we pick up the top leg, flexing the foot. Both feet flex, in fact, and you kick the top leg forward, double pulse. Point, take it back, double pulse, 1, 2. Flex to bring it forward. Point to stretch it out. You're pulling your head away from your shoulders with your hand, trying to keep the neck long and the rest of the spine long as well. Bring the leg back to center. We rotate, point, bring it up high, flex and push it down long. Point to lift, flex to close. Trying to keep the waistline long here on the top, reversing flex up, point stretching it down. Flex and you lift, point, reach it away. Once more. Point all the way down, développé. Slide the foot in. Knee to armpit, lift the foot, flex and push it down. Glide it in, extend it up, flex, lengthen it away from you. One more. Tap to reverse, go up. Point the foot, bend the knee, skate the leg down, flex completely, lift, point, bend. Exhale, skate it away, slide it down further. Last one. Once you're at the end, rond de jambe, your big circle. Inhale forward. Exhale, up, around, back, and through center. There's a feeling of real reach through both ends of the body, head and foot, in order to hold the body still on the mat. Complete the circle, now reverse it. The leg goes back. You rotate externally, you pick it up, forward, and around. Stretch it long and up behind you. You're going to feel this. The psoas starts up here at the base of your rib cage. You'll feel that lengthening coming from there. And then the leg goes back, the top arm goes forward. Yawn your body open. Kick the leg forward to the hand. Fold the knee in tight to your chest. Swing the leg back. Quad stretch, psoas stretch, release, and lengthen on the diagonal. Kick it forward again. Fold the leg in. Swing it back here. Release and let it go. And once more. Hold it in. Push it back and stretch away. Reverse, up with the arm as you fold the knee. Heel to butt, push the knee back. Pull the knee into your chest. Extend the leg, stretch it out. Reach it long. Up to bring it back. Pull it in. Lengthen it out. Release and stretch again. One more. And find that diagonal line. Figure 4. You bring the top leg in front of the upper thigh. Bring that leg up and down. Bottom leg lifts and sinks to the floor. Lift it again. Remember, you're not dropping it, you're lowering it. You lift and you hold. Circle around and up 1. And now 2. And now 3. Reach it higher. Reverse. Circle 1. And then 2. And then 3. Lift and take it down. Stretch your legs out. Stretch your body out. Lay your head on your arm. And both hands overhead. Thumbs and fingers are together, pad to pad. And from this point, we swing the legs back a little bit, lift your top leg, square off your hips, and then bring the bottom leg up, the bottom leg down. Lift the bottom leg, lower it, pick it up again, and sink it to the floor. Lift and hold. Now the top leg rises and then lowers. It lifts and lowers down, lifts and lowers here, lift and down. Both legs up and down. Both legs lift and lower. Bring it up, sink it down. One more time, and down we go. Lift and hold, little walks. And then big, giant gliding strides. Pull the legs together, they rise, and then they lower down. And we're on our back now for teaser. The legs are forward, the arms are at your side. Double check your spine, be sure that it's balanced and even here on the mat. And we can fold the legs in and then bring the legs up on a diagonal. Slide the arms forward as you pull up. Come up with the torso towards the legs. Lift the tail and bring the spine down. Hold the legs where they are. And do that again. You want a deep exhale if you start to feel stuck, or you can bring your hands to your legs to drag you up. And we go forward again, last time. And now lower the legs slightly and lift them. Inhale the legs lower and exhale they come up. Imagine holding a ball between your hands, squeeze it from the armpit, and then everything goes down. Lower the toes at eye level. Bring your body to the ground and full teaser up. Coming all the way up here. Reach it and then bring it back down. And lift again. Now the most advanced, we're going to circle arms to the right, legs to the left, everything around, and you lift it up, reverse. Arms left, legs right, circle around, pull it together, one more set. Woo. And last one. And then roll it down all the way to the ground here. We did the hip circles with that, the advanced hip circles. So we just flip over onto your stomach for swimming. Stretch the arms forward and the legs out. Pick up your head and chest, pick up the arms and legs, and start pumping. Try to kick the air up with the back of your arms and the back of your legs. One more breath. Stretch it long, lower down, child's pose again. All right, now we're going forward into our leg pull. So here, we're going into a plank, up on your hands, spread the fingers wide. The legs go back, toes are curled under, shoulders over wrist. You lift the right leg up, go back through your left heel, come forward, switch your legs, lift the left leg, go back through the right heel, nice little calf stretch, come forward, switch again. I couldn't do this exercise for a while after I broke my third metatarsal, but I'm happy to say, feels good to do it now. One more time. And then sit back in a little child's pose. I'm going to check the time. Good. And then from here, we're just going to turn over to do a plank with a leg kick facing up. So the fingers point away. You have the heels down and the feet slightly flexed. You're going to pull the heels slightly in underneath you and then lift the hips up in the air. We point the right foot, kick it up, flex and bring it down. Alternate the leg, point up and flex to lower. Point to lift, flex down, point up, flex down. One more set. One of the nice things about Pilates, you don't do anything too many times, and then you lower your hips down. All right, so from here, let's go into your side bend. So we'll start with the right hand out. The legs are stretched out a bit. Top foot into the base of the toes. Feet are sort of in line with your tailbone. Look at your left hand, it rests on your leg. We're going to press the hand and the foot come up into an arc. So you sweep the arms up, you lift your hips, you drop the head, the bottom leg supports the top one, and then bring it down with control. have a seat and look at your hand again. So we bring it up and over, pull the shoulder right over the wrist. That gives you the strongest base of support for the shape that you're drawing here in the air. And one more time, skipping up and over, and bring it on down. Switch sides, same thing, other side. Spread the hand open. If you find that your wrist is having trouble with this, you could always fold a yoga mat or a little towel under the heel of your hand, so the angle of the wrist wouldn't be so extreme. And then we're going to press down with the arm. Look at your other hand, scoop the air, coming up. Now I'm not rotated forward, right? You want to really keep your chest open to the side wall, and then bring it back down, lowering here, and then lift to come up. 3 of these. Trying to open the sideline to the sky, and then bring it down. So you're working into the sideline on the way down. Control your descent. And one more. And pull that on down. And I do want to show a different modification that's easier for people who aren't able to do a side plank, really. So with this version, it's still a great side bend. You can sit with the legs. Eventually the knees are stacked and the feet are stacked, and then you're sitting upright. But you might start with the knees more open. That's a little easier to handle because you don't need as much length here in this side of your hip. But whichever you choose, you would start from a seated position for another side bend. The arm goes out. You would go over onto your elbow to get still that same side bend stretch through your rib cage. Push down to come up. And then you can hold on to your shins with your left hand as you side bend over to the left. Lift to come up. This one feels lovely. Most people have no trouble with it, depending on the positioning of the knees, right? So the closer together, the more difficult it is. The more they open wide, the easier it is. Let's just go for that, and then let's do the other side. It's really good for our bodies to side bend. We don't do a lot of it in our normal everyday life. So we can side bend towards the shins first. Watch that you don't rotate forward. You want to really, again, feel that stretch, armpit down to hip, and then arms extend, go out, dive over onto your elbow. Take the side bend here, including the side bend in your neck. Pushing off, you lift to come off. And coming up, now more advanced for the arms is up high. You try to lift your head up between the fingertips, lower one arm down, and then you side bend over. And then coming up, you would try to lift and hold your body up and then take it over to the side. So that's a bit of an advanced arm position for this particular exercise. All right, so now from here, let's just go into, I'm gonna skip twist 1 and 2. Normally we have like another 15 minutes for this whole series, but let's look at boomerang. We've done that before, and it's a nice way to end with a rolling exercise. So overlap your ankles, cross the right foot over the left, sit up tall, press your hands at your side. The eventual goal is to lift the legs without really leaning back, which is, it's hard, it's a lot of psoas work. So a lot of people will lean back, and that will allow them to lift the legs up. But try to work for the first one by practicing lifting one leg up and hold the body vertical. And then you can recross and practice. This is a good thing to practice with your back against a wall. Starting to feel the deep psoas and not just the superficial quad muscle picking up the leg for you. So anyway, right over left, we're gonna start the flip. So you push down with your arms, you lift the legs, roll back, open the legs, recross, come forward and up into your teaser. The arms sweep back, you pull the arms here, you take a dive over your legs, take a bow, lift the arms, release the hands, thumbs up, palms forward, circle the arms forward as the shoulders fall back. Bring your hands to the mat and then articulate the spine up. Sitting up tall, push down and lift the legs, then roll back. Head is off the ground, let you open and recross. Coming forward, lift into teaser. The arms circle, you pull them back to stretch your shoulders open. Dive over here. Lift the arms, release the hands, try to hold them back, and then circle them wide forward and around. Suck the belly into the spine, and spine stretch up, come all the way up here. And we'll do one more set, we'll sneak it in. Push down to lift the legs, roll back. Open, recross, come up, Suspend the body in teaser. Arms go back. Imagine pulling a string from your navel to your hands. Keep the shape as you round forward. Lift the arms, release the arms, thumbs up, palms forward, circling all the way around. Flow the body up. Come tall. And again, press to lift here. Open, recross. Come forward to lift. Circle the arms back. You stretch. And then you dive forward. Take the bow. Lift the arms. Circle around and forward here. And articulate up. All right. And then we are done with our time for today. There are a few more things in the advanced series. We'll continue to try to keep picking up the pace and like cherry pick the ones at the end.